guys, my name is Bharat and welcome to another Ask Your Questions video. In this I have a comment from Kamal Kishore Pandey and he is writing, having low GPA, what to do to get admit in English programs. So this is a really nice question because a lot of students struggle with that. Not every single one of us is going through our bachelor's thinking that, we are going to really focus on how our life is going to look like once the bachelor's ends, because at that time you have so many friends, so many places to be, so many classes not to attend, and just the general stuff. So every single year we collect data from students who have actually received admit to German universities, what kind of universities they have received admit from, what kind of universities they have received rejection from, and then also what is their work experience, what was their score in the bachelor's, and all of the other things which generally make a complete picture of a person's application profile. So if I take you to the screen, you can see that students even have received admit with the bachelor score of 64% and work experience of just 1 year in mechanical engineering. And if you go towards the bottom, of course there are a lot more entries which are available to the students who are enrolled in the complete course for studying in Germany at Big Academy. But right now, just to give you an overview that this is still possible, you can see the different kind of data points here. The first one is of course 64% from SPPU Pune, and this person had received admit from SPPU Pune with 1 year of work experience, and this person had received admit from FH Soest Systems Engineering, then FH Flensburg Wind Engineering, HSOWL Productions Engineering, and then TU Dortmund Manufacturing Technology. And all of this with just 64% in bachelor's and 1 year of work experience. And of course, you can see that these entries are legitimate if they are more detailed. So we do not really consider the entries which are just saying we just received admit in TU Berlin, TU Munich, blah blah. So in those cases we don't really know if they're completely true about what they're inputting, but the students who are filling it out with more details, you can still rely on them. And also this is not just one data point, we see multiple of them. Another one with 66% with 0 work experience from Nagpur, and he has received now admit in Masters in Mechanical Engineering in Duisburg Essen University, then Engineering and Sustainable Technology Management with the focus on mobility and automotive management. I think this one is in SRH. Alright. You see students have been able to receive admits even at scores below 65% just fine. Even at scores below 70% just fine. Then there are so many other entries with 68.5%. Another one from Savitribai Phule Pune University. So this one is with 68.5% and just 6 months of work experience, and this guy got admitted into Fahrzeug and Motorentechnik in University of Stuttgart, Luftfahrttechnik in TH Ingolstadt. So these kind of situations happen because of 5 main reasons that I'm going to give you in this video, and also something that we heavily focus on the complete course for studying in Germany on Big Academy. The first one, apply early. You have no idea how many students just get rejected or just do not get complete attention because they applied later, and at that time there were already a set pool of candidates which were selected on the priority basis that okay, these are good profiles, we can already send out some of the admits so that students can start their visa process. So this is very, very important. Apply early so that you're amongst those students who are getting more attention in the starting and might receive admits earlier. Second, focus on the subjective documents. Now, what are subjective documents? Subjective documents are things like letter of recommendation, letter of motivation or statement of purpose, and CV. The better you can arrange them, the better you can make them, the better the contents could be, and the better the format or layout can be, the higher the chances are that you will be getting an admit from some of the universities and English programs that you apply to. Because again, what we have been seeing here is many of the students who are below 70% who they are able to get inside English programs. But again, in those kind of scenarios, these 5 factors that I'm talking about right now play a major role. And if you have to prioritize these documents, depending from university to university, the first priority could be either SOP or CV. And the second priority is generally always the letter of recommendation. So statement of purpose gives you a very nice way to paint your story for the target admission committee. And you should not take this document lightly at all. You could have 90% score, but if this document is bad, I've seen students not getting inside universities which they were really looking forward to. So statement of purpose is definitely a priority. CV is also really important, and in the complete course for studying in Germany we give you unlimited reviews, so you can send us the documents as many times as you want. We take a look at that, and then we have a special software with which we just quickly do the screen recording, we just talk about what kind of things you have to improve, and then we send it back to the students. So that way interaction between us and the students is still more interactive, and then we're also able to express our concerns or feedback in a better way. Third thing, Diversify, diversify, diversify. This is very, very important. In our course, I always tell my students, like, if you're not applying to at least like 12 to 18 universities, like, you will be very surprised what kind of like final decisions you will get from the university. And the main reason is you do not know the quality of applications that a particular university will receive. That's why if you're applying to just, 3-4 universities thinking that, hey, like, this is pretty much it, I don't need to like apply more, then you could be up for a surprise. Now, one thing that students also like, really kind of overthink themselves about is the type of specialization. So what you have to really remember, and this is like I talk about in my personal sessions that I have with students, is that you can still specialize if you go for a standardized master's program. For example, I was doing my master's in civil engineering, and in civil engineering, then I was able to take a specializations in my master thesis on the basis of what kind of project I choose. So I could like go towards bridge engineering, I could go towards foundation engineering, or I could just go towards, let's say, standard, a tunnel construction and things like that. So this is all a possibility. Even if you go for a master's program which is broad, let's say just standard mechanical engineering, standard like civil engineering, and then you choose your specialization either in the program or towards the end when you're like writing your master thesis. Because if you would be aware of the employer scenario in Germany better, you will see that many employers love to talk about what kind of master thesis or bachelor thesis projects you have done. So that means if you have something in the relevant field to the company that you're applying to, then of course like it is going to like position you in a way that you're able to like, have a nice discussion with the company, tell them about the things that you've done, and then in the same process, like able to secure a job once your master's is done. Fourth thing is gain work experience. Like if you still have bad score and you feel like, hey, like, let me just try to still like work on the side, because what you have to remember is like things have to be done side by side. So don't say like, hey, my bachelor's is done, now I'm going to take 6 months just to apply to universities. That is nonsense. You should always be doing something on the side. So let's say like if you're doing some kind of, let's say, part-time internship or something, just a normal training, or like some kind of like, light side work whatsoever, so that you're able to still like get some money inside, so that you're saving it for the time when you get the admit, but you're also like applying to the universities. And this is for the case when you're like thinking about English taught programs. If you would be coming for German taught programs, I would have told you to just like, completely drop the idea of like doing any kind of like internship or job once your bachelor is done. Like focus on German if you haven't yet learned German in bachelor's, and then go ahead and apply to universities. But in English taught, you just like, start working on the side, so that even if you're not able to receive admits during the last semester of bachelor's when you're like applying to the German universities, you can then still apply again, while at the same time you're gaining work experience. So this is very important. Keep this in mind. This will be a life-changing advice for you. Fifth thing is, think of alternatives. Maybe you're in a specialized field where there are some good private universities offering decent programs. So first of all, do your research. There are some good private universities, like I always say, and there are also some bad ones. So like be aware of them, like discuss with different kind of students what their experience has been, and only then decide. But in case like you find something like that, I think like this will not be a bad alternative, because in general the competition in private universities is lesser because of the higher tuition fee, which can go anywhere from like 4,500 to 6,000 euros every single semester. And then like, you could also have some kind of additional costs here and there. So like all of that, you should definitely talk with any kind of alumni, other students who are in the Bharat in Germany Facebook group. Just like write a post there and see what kind of students are responding to that. So these were my 5 very important tips. Really like, just write it down somewhere, or like keep them in your mind so that you're following them accordingly. And this will ensure that you're still having really good chances of getting admit with low GPA, even in English taught programs. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.